Hello folks, how's it going? Today is Outlander Day. A new episode of season 3 is about to be released. I'm in Brooklyn somewhere, not exactly sure where. I've been invited by one of the New York fan clubs for Outlander to come and watch it with them. That is amazing. When they sent me that message, first of all I was like, that could be cool, that'll be fun, why not? We'll get some reactions of Scotland and Outlander of some locals from right here in Brooklyn, New York. I'm excited to see the new episode, but I'm also excited to meet some Outlander fans and some viewers of the vlog right here in New York. How amazing is that?
I am Major John William Gray, the governor of this prison.
God knows what you did to be sent here.
So I'm here with all these guys in New York and we just watched Outlander. Why don't you guys introduce yourself? Let me know a bit about yourselves.
So I'm Cindy, and we're in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, my home, and welcome, by the way.
Thank you very much.
And it was really cool finding you on your blog.
Yeah.
I think you made your way here. That was really great. I found my way to Outlander during a difficult time taking care of my mom, and saw the show, which led me to the books, which led me to an obsession and a passion, which led me to the Tartan Day Parade and the mid-season premiere, where I met these gals.
Yep.
And
so cool.
Basically that night, we made solid friendships. We were Facebooking a little bit. We created our own Facebook page out of this group because we were in the 5
Yep.
boroughs of Manhattan.
Yep.
Most of them were time with Staten Island, but there's Manhattan, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and then we have other members. So that's me. Let me introduce you to Jenny.
Hi, I'm Jenny. I live in Manhattan, and I actually found out about the books through my aunt and my mom, and then I started watching the show. So I truly love it, and just came back from Scotland.
Awesome.
So great trip. Yes.
And here's Ayelet from Staten Island.
Yes. So we get together and watch Outlander. It's just more fun when you share, I guess, a passion. I got into Outlander when I was pregnant with my son, who's now 13, and I needed a thick book to read.
I think we should talk about the episode we just watched, Prisoners.
Yeah.
First thing two things I want to say, right?
Okay.
First of all, I called Murtagh.
I'm so happy he's alive.
I said that, and actually the last video on Outlander I did, like last week ago, I actually said, I don't think he's dead, and lots of people came in the comments, but in the books it says he dies.
Yeah.
And I thought, no. It's not going to be left like that, there's no way, right?
I think he's going to be a great addition to the series still.
And I disagree completely. I'm sorry. Murtagh needs
Purist.
to die. No, it's not. Well, yes, it is, because it's future stuff. Look, I think Rondi Moore and Meryl Davis definitely know what they're doing when they put on a show. And there have been a few other changes from previous seasons, you know, with Leary. We won't get into that. But, you know, with Murtagh, I just felt like, you know, we can't really have Sam having, for me, you know, that whole real connection moving forward with other things. And I thought for sure Murtagh might die because he sounded like he was dying in the prison, but he's still with us.
He's still with us. But at the same time, if he was going to die like he did in the books, I don't think the episode of Culloden did it justice.
Okay.
I thought we would have needed something else to say that, you know, he's died, because he was too big a character.
No, I get you. I hear you.
I agree.
All right.
I agree with that.
All right.
That's why I thought that there was no way we were going to leave
no.
it at that.
Well, you heard me during the actual episode. When we first heard Murtagh's voice, I thought it was like Sam in his head.
And they deliberately filmed it like that. Because you didn't see him at first, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is spoilers, by the way, if anybody you haven't watched it. The other thing I want to say quickly is the prison, Ardmore Prison, I think it's called.
Ardsmuir.
Okay, Ardsmuir Prison in that episode, season 3, is Craigmillar Castle, which is 500 meters from my house.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
We are coming stay.
I'm gonna do a video when I get back, like literally walking from my house
oh my God.
to the place. I actually did a video about 6 months ago before I started watching Outlander. I was like, there's people filming up there, what's going on? And I walked up and it was Outlander. I didn't know anything about it at the time.
That's just like mind-blowing.
That's where I walk my dogs. I walk my dogs up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it's an Outlander.
That's crazy.
Now we're going to get so I've done a couple of tours of the Outlander sites and they're all been full of people.
Yeah.
Now like my back garden is going to be full of people.
Well,
and you'll be meeting
Jenny and our other friend Josie, who couldn't be here tonight. They just brought this back from Scotland for me.
Yes.
Oh,
got a little Scotty dog and the thistle, and
it's beautiful.
I mean, you know, everything now Scottish is just fun and vogue, popular.
Yeah.
The fact that my sorority sister's mother was Jackie Fraser means somehow I'm related to the Frasers. I'm all excited.
That's really cool to hear. So, what was your impression of the episode and the season 3 so far?
Oh my God, it's phenomenal. I really think that they're doing a great job with the books. you know, following along with the books and really doing it justice. I will say, I was not expecting the relationship between Lord John Grey and Jamie Fraser to go as well as it did.
Here I am.
That one scene, spoiler alert, you know, where, you know, John puts his hand on Jamie, I thought David Berry did a phenomenal job in really just conveying the emotion. Was beautiful. Yeah,
it's almost like you wanted them to get on really well. Like
there was a great connection between them. You saw the connection building, and then you saw where he crossed the line, and you know, so that was like phenomenally done. Of course, the acting really is superb. I really do think.
I thought it was great how they took us back in time in that episode as well, right?
The one thing, there were a couple of things that did throw me. You know, the whole Frank infidelity scenario coming up, and there was a little bit more. I mean, I've always never been a big Frank fan, but now I kind of really, I knew it was coming, and I was kind of happy it was going to come.
But on the flip side of that, I like seeing their storyline fleshed out.
Yes.
It's not just through Claire's eyes, as in the book when you read them. You just see it through her eyes, and it's nice to see it from his perspective as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think throughout, Frank has always been this soft, gentle character, but it's the first time we saw him glimpses of Blackjack Randall, right?
Yeah.
Do you honestly think anyone believes that we're happily married? I'm finished with this, Claire.
To run out.
Just that he has emotion.
Yes.
And he does care for Brianna. And he did make that choice to be a part of her life. And he stuck to that plan. As much as it hurt him and the relationship that he probably never was going to have with Claire, he stayed.
There are various nods. You asked about the whole season. In every episode, you will see them do mirroring flashbacks. Like in the episode of tonight, The Prisoner, when Jamie sneaks up behind Lord John Grey while he was, you know, taking a piss, is the literal exact reversal of the flashback of back in season 1, when Lord John Grey, as a 16-year-old, comes up behind Jamie taking a piss and putting the knife to his throat. So there's so many, you know, nuanced little things where they come up and just show you a reflection of things. It makes it beautiful.
Right, and the way that they go back and forth between the two time
very well done, isn't it?
It's really impactful. It's almost like they're parallel lives, just hundreds of years apart.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I think we were all quite emotional during that. Like, it was very, I think in this season so far, obviously Claudine was very impactful, but that was like, there were so many moments in there. I think, I don't know, for me it was a reunion with Murtagh. What was the key moments in that episode for you guys?
Honestly, I think for me, the Claire and Frank scenes were more heavy on my heart than seeing Jamie in prison. We've kind of seen him in those scenarios before, so you're emotionally prepared to see him be brutally, you know, in those situations. But, you know, to see Claire and Frank fight the way that they fight, and, you know, to know Brianna is there, and the growth that you want those characters to have as a relationship, and you know they'll never get to that point, it's hard to watch. So that was more difficult for me than, you know,
I found the scene when John Grey holds the sword to Jamie, Jamie wanted him to kill him, and he wouldn't do it, and he said why in that one sentence. That was pivotal for me. It was like checkmate right there. So you know that, you knew at that moment that something else is going to happen. You weren't sure what. But they reached an understanding.
I totally love throughout the whole portion of the Lord John Grey and the Jamie Fraser character, the complexities of the nuances of he remembered but he didn't say, and he remembered and he didn't say, and that pivotal moment again at the, you know, when Jamie sneaks up behind Lord John Grey and they kind of really come to admit that they both knew each other, and the different complications and the layering there, and then eventually he lets him go at Hellwater and sets him free, and Jamie's like, but why are you doing this? The honor was paid, but no, this is my personal honor. And he goes, and in his, you thinking yourself, he recognized, I overstepped my bounds, I'm taking it back, I'm sorry, can we kind of please be friends? And I, you know, and they get that little moment back.
Yeah, there was zero trust.
Yeah.
And interesting, they're enemies, really.
Yeah.
But now there's a trust, a friendship.
A beginning of a friendship.
And yet, though, Jamie's still not free.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not 100% free. It's not like you let him go and let him into the woods. He's still an indentured servant, in some views. So it'll still be difficult to watch next episode and see where Jamie's character is going to be going.
I'm sorry. It was dissatisfying that Jamie Murtaugh didn't get to say goodbye from prison. That kind of felt like
absolutely. For me, like not knowing where that goes.
Yeah.
Obviously, you won't know either because this is new. This is new for you guys as well.
No, but we know what happens to everyone else that other than Jamie. We know what's happening to them.
Yeah.
So we kind of know that.
Okay. So I guess my feeling is that they're going off to the colonies, right? Okay. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
Still leaves the door open for possibly seeing them again.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that.
Okay. I'm trying to tease something out. It's not working.
No, sorry.
No, you got to read the books.
Yep.
So, but that's an interesting question because you have read the books. For me to then ask you what you're expecting next is difficult because you in a way you kind of already know.
Well, here's the thing. I have a sorority sister who has never read the books and only watches the show. And she goes, I'm never going to read the books. She doesn't want to. It's too much, too involved, too much time. And then she goes, but I don't know what's happening and I need to understand. And I'm like, do you want to know? And she's like, yeah. So if you want to know, we'll be happy to tell you. But I'd rather you get to experience that for yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's the best way. People have said to me spoilers before and I'll be like, I want to watch first.
Yeah.
And then I'll get back to the books.
You know what? We all have a pact between each other. We get together every week. Now, occasionally, because stars can come on demand, you can watch in advance. The first season, I will admit, I was a sneak, and I watched it every week before we saw each other. And then it was like, we all got mad at each other, and I'm like, it's not worth it. So most of us are watching it free.
Okay.
Someone saw the episode.
My reasoning for watching it before I come here and watch it with everyone is because I am very emotional. I'm Italian. I'm very emotional. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I will cry.
Yeah.
And
She cries.
As we saw.
I cry at
She
everything.
cries anyway.
I cry at everything.
She cries anyway. There's a box of tissues just for her.
So I'm always emotional. I'm worried I'm just going to start crying. And,
Well, so one thing for our relationship going forward
is
in the UK, we don't get to see it till a day after you.
Right.
So for us, it's Mondays.
Oh my God.
So you can't be giving me any spoilers.
Then don't go and swear.
No, stay away from
hours.
Stay away from social media altogether. Because there are times and I'm like, I get pissed off. I'm like, I didn't want to see that, and I know what's going to happen, but I want to feel.
I want to feel part of it, right?
Right. Yeah.
And people automatically start making gifts. They start making all of these, great and amazing pieces of artwork and stuff. And you're like, wait, no, I haven't seen it yet. Why, I don't want to guess.
I don't want to see behind the scene photos during Droughtlander. I know it's hard and long, but I know. See, but I want to live through that moment because I wasn't there filming it.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. It's such an emotional roller coaster. So how do you feel that the series on TV has portrayed what you've seen in the books? Is it are you quite happy with what you've seen in general, or? I
personally am. I mean, the books. There are people who are so purists out there. I'm sorry. You need to get over yourselves. That's my opinion. You need to adapt, as Diana has said. But the series itself runs pretty parallel, very close. A lot of dialogue is actually taken from the book, so I'm happy with it. There was one line we'll get into later, but there was one line that I was hoping for tonight from Harry Quarry, about the carbuncle, but that wasn't in it. There were. I won't go into specifics now, episode until you ask, but so I think it runs pretty true to the series, the book.
I agree, and honestly, in the writers' room with Matt and all the writers have said there's half of them are purists and they've read all the books, and the other half have no idea about the book series. So they're coming together and they're fighting it out and hashing it out, and hopefully they can appeal to both people that have read the books and who haven't read the books. So
I think it's quite important that they are respectful of the books, right? And it's good to see that they seem to be definitely doing a good job on that.
I mean, you haven't read the books, but you're following everything along, right?
Exactly. I haven't read the books yet, but
sense, right?
It makes sense totally. Okay. And I guess I'll be doing the opposite. I'm starting with the series and going to go back the way to the books. So that'll be an interesting kind of comparison.
Absolutely. But I mean, I started also with the show and got into the books. Okay. And then it was like, oh my God.
Awesome.
Yeah. But Diana has a literary genius, I think, and I do think that the series it does the books justice.
Yeah.
But there are things that are impossible to show through the show.
Yeah.
That really come across amazingly well in the books.
For me, it's interesting as well to get the view of people from other countries of Scotland as well through the series. It's just been incredible. Did you guys know much about Scotland before you started watching Outlander?
Not really.
You know, for me, I always read the romance novel kind of thing. So my whole fantasy life was I wanted to visit Ireland and Scotland and England, and never made it there. But no, didn't know much about the history at all, other than those few little snippets in like a, a Barbara Cartland, 100-year ago book.
Yeah.
I've always been obsessed.
Yeah.
Scotland, Ireland, the Celts, history, love it, all of it.
Would you think in general across the fan base it's made people more interested in Scotland, or do you think most of the people are just interested in Outlander, the story? Or
No. I mean,
I went to Scotland because of Outlander,
awesome.
but I'm so thankful that the book series introduced me to the country, because it is such an incredibly beautiful country. And it was never on my bucket list. It was never any place that I wanted to go, and now I want to go back. And I want to take all my other friends that have never been there, because it's just, you can't describe it unless you've been there to understand how green it is and how, just beautiful, and the people are so warm and friendly, and it's an incredibly beautiful country.
Well, coming from me, I cannot tell you how proud that makes me feel, because I think for a long time Scotland's been kind of ignored a lot in kind of tourism in general, because there's lots of beautiful places in the world, but we've definitely got this renewed sense of people coming to Scotland and learning more about it, and I can see that when I've been out doing these vlogs in Outlander locations, that people have just been so enthusiastic, and it's really amazing to see. So it's really great, and I'm really happy you guys.
Well, there's also this sense of, I mean, first of all, the Tartan Day Parade has become like a lot more, because it's been like Outlander worldish, and of course there are many great actors portraying Graham McTavish, Gary Lewis, and of course Sam Heughan. And through Sam's charity work of MPC, it's been a bucket list for out. We were actually looking to go, because there's an MPC event this weekend. We were looking to go. We couldn't make it, but just tartan and the plaids, the kilts. I did some, favors from some people, and they bought me Sam's kilt colors.
Oh, that's incredible.
I'm like, I have a scarf. It's like, it's gorgeous. It's like,
amazing. I need to see that. That's so cool.
Oh, I'll get it out. We'll get it out.
That's so cool. I think for me, one of the greatest things about Outlander so far is the kind of building of community that I've seen, because it seems to be in every single city in the States. There's like an Outlander group of people that get together, right? And now that I've come to New York, this is my first time in New York. And immediately, as soon as I arrived, I got an invite from you guys to come and meet you, and this is amazing, because hopefully this is like a friendship will keep going forever, and talk Outlander every single week. We'll be keeping in touch. That's so incredible that it's brought people together from around the world.
Not just around the world, multi-generational. I mean, we've got 3 different decades going on here. So it's and I mean, I'm the oldest one in our group. I think she's the youngest one in our group.
Well, I just turned 23. So.
Of course, and I'm only 29, and that makes her 20.
I'm like 5.
She's like, but I mean, there are people from like 18 to 85 on the webs.
I think it's going to be important for more. In my point of view, I think it's really important that more Scottish people get involved, because, as I was explaining to you guys, Scottish people do not know the history. And I know people in America are really shocked when I tell them. We don't know the songs, we don't know the family tartans, the clans. It's a fact, people do not know these things. I'm going to do a separate video actually about why Scottish people need to watch Outlander, and it's not even the fact that it's all historically accurate. I mean, a lot of it is based on real, but it's the fact that it gets your interest in what happened, that you can go and do your own research as well, That's what it's been for me.
I'm going to ask you a question, Shaun,
sure,
because you're a man and a fan, and that's a little bit of the minority in this group. I mean, a lot of the women are, of course, with the whole Sam Heughan and Jamie character, but I mean, we have like Outlanders, and how does it feel? Don't you think more men should be? It's action-packed. There's a lot of war stuff.
No, absolutely. I mean, if you look at other Scottish productions like Braveheart, I don't think that was a particularly. I don't think that was a movie that was watched mostly by ladies. It was a bit of both, right?
Right.
And but I guess obviously Sam's got his big fan club. I think for me, the reason I started watching it as a man was more the Scottish connection, because I lived there and I wanted to know more about the history. And I actually think if it does really kick off in Scotland, I think it will be more split, because people are going to be watching it a lot for the historical side as well. but I do get it. I understand why here in America, you guys have just been going crazy for Sam. Oh really? Oh, that's controversial.
Which is better for me.
Yeah.
That's controversial.
No. She can have.
I like Richard Rankin.
Okay.
She can have Roger Mack.
Yes.
That'll be Sam.
Graham
Yeah.
McTavish right here.
Right.
Okay.
She likes Greg.
That means Sam's all for me. That's all. That's.
Yeah.
No, but they're all incredibly
Yes,
talented.
they
They're
are.
all
They
incredible
are.
actors, and they've all been very gracious on Twitter and social media.
In person, we've met them.
Yeah, and
That's
they've
amazing.
all been very kind.
Yeah, that's what it's about. I think as well, these guys have actually become ambassadors for Scotland, like without even probably meaning to be. And I think it's just done great things for Scotland. As I say, I'm going to do a video about why Scottish people need to watch, but it's just so cool to see that people from around the world are getting involved. Well, guys, listen, thank you so much for inviting me out. It's been a real honour and privilege to be invited out by you guys. And
I'm so glad you made it.
well.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah. So just for the record, I tried to come out last week and I made it onto the subway and then I collapsed of heat stroke.
And we were worried. We all texted and worried. And we had more people here. It was a bigger Outlander night, but...
And I'll be back again.
Yes, you will. Well, mi casa es tu casa.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, thanks again, and let's keep in touch. Let's talk Outlander.
Yay! Thanks so much for coming, Shaun.
From New York.
Yay!